Oh man, we are so back, baby. So back. Welcome back to CraftWorks. My name is K-Hug. You can call me Kyler. And, well, welcome to the chaos. Last time you were here, it was barely the beginning of a game. It has been many weeks since we've been here hanging out, and I am excited to be back. I've got my personal endeavors out of the way, and Minecraft is officially back on the table to be my main focus. So, without further ado, maybe let's just go ahead and fly around here and check out some of the things that I've been up to in the last week or so. I should probably preface this with, well, if you haven't been here before, welcome. Thank you for coming and hanging out. But we're building Among Us in Minecraft. That is what that chaos is all about. And now, I know I'd had a bunch of live streams where we built a pretty, well, it's not even close to the same map, but a pretty well-developed map, I guess, for this game. And I have completely decided to change my mind and do it all over from scratch. Now, I will, the redstone is relatively the same, especially the computing back here, the voting system. But everything else is different. The Mustache Marvel Shop we're using the barn like we did before, and we have a lake, and like some of the buildings are going to be the same, but I've decided to completely change the layout and completely change the games within the game, and added this giant colorful box on top. So let's just go over everything that I've done. Now, of course, everything is not finished, but we'll go through as many details as we can because we've got a long way to go to get there, to get to the end. So this will be the entrance once we decorate it up and decide how we want this to look. You'll make your way down a long corridor and into this room where the game officially starts. Within this room, we're going to have like the rulebook over here and the 8 color options of what person you want to play as, including an observation deck for those of the crafters who are voted off or have died in the game. And this is where they come and they watch the rest of it unfold, keeping their mouths shut and being sure not to allude anybody to anything sinister happening down below. But yeah, this is pretty much the main lobby of the game. Everybody will come here. I think I'm going to do some sort of selector thing, and we'll go over that. That's down below. I got to figure out how that's going to work. But you'll select the amount of players, anywhere from 4 to 8. You'll submit that thing. It'll automatically give a random number of people, and so that's something we got to figure out. It'll give a random role assigned to you, whether you are just a crafter or you are the imposter. But from then there, I guess you'll drop down into your little abodes here. We'll have your respawn beds and everything up there. You'll come down here, you'll set your stasis chamber. This is an ender pearl stasis chamber, so you throw an ender pearl in here, it'll float indefinitely until you're beckoned. And then you make your way into the game. The game will begin when somebody, submits votes, whatever. These bars will drop and everybody will head in and down this chute right here. I'm not sure. We can cover that one up, I think. We'll head down this chute right here and into the game where it all begins. Now, this drop is far enough to get you within a couple hearts. We want to make sure it's easy for the imposter to take out anybody. We don't want to have long, drawn-out fist fights. It needs to be... Oh no. Okay. It needs to be quick and simple. So hopefully something like a crossbow will work. And oh my goodness, it rains every intro. So I guess I'm not sure why I'm really surprised anymore. Now we can head on down. We'll ignore the redstone stuff for now. You know what? Let's get rid of this rain real quick. So after falling down the chute, you'll land on a box here or some sort of placeholder block, and this will be what gets you down to 2, 3 hearts, whatever it is, and then you'll make your way out into the map. And I've got a lot of work to do here. We got paths to head over in different areas, half-finished buildings here and there, and definitely a whole bunch of the map to go. And I'm kind of just going through and refining some of that today, or I have been for the last week, well, really just kind of going around and doing all this. This is a lot of terraforming. It doesn't seem like that much space, but if you find out how to get down below everything, which I believe we can do here, I mean, this entire thing is open. This giant void, the crafters came over, we hung out on a live stream, we dug this whole thing out, but this is a lot of putting back of the blocks. I thought the digging was going to be a pain in the butt. I take it all back. This is far worse, is building a custom terrain, but I think it'll come out pretty good. I really Hold on. I want to get rid of a couple of these real quick. I think these take away from the aesthetic. I think I saw this somewhere, but a custom beach using kind of the stripped woods and the sand to make it look like the sand slowly, get a gradient into the hill here. I'll do some changing. I think I might do some jungle wood in here that might match better with the mud, but something here was looking a little fishy when I walked up on it or flew over it earlier today, and we'll make that change. Maybe later do that. Maybe some jungle wood in there will help make that transition a little better. But this, I love this, like, it's beachy. But anyways, what I've been trying to do is include as many of the crafters builds or builds along or within the CraftWorks server for this. So we have like the podcast Pier Shack. We've got Oda's Bakery, which is almost complete. This is actually going to be my fishing shack from the Hardcore series. This is Mustache Marvels, of course, a Feather's beautiful barn that we helped design. I shrunk it down. I think this is maybe a quarter or even less the scale of his barn. Cube had this fantastic building that popped up on the server. So thank you, Cube, for building something so fantastic. It's almost kind of like a county shed. If you got a county shed or a township shed, they have, they store all their gravel and their sands and their dirts and stuff. And I thought this was a really neat idea, and we'll figure out what kind of game to put in here. But this is going to be the location of I Got Junk from Lucky Lane as well. And then we've got a train station and a bunch of other things. A lot of work left to do, but that's pretty much the spark notes of what we got going on here. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Some things that have changed from my design in creative a long time ago is I wanted to surround this place in a wall, so you feel like you're enclosed, kind of almost, if you've seen it, there's a movie out there, it reminds me of Maze Runner, kind of a Maze Runner vibe, like you're inside of a world, but it's bordered by the game devs. They've kind of got you trapped in here. So that's kind of what I'm going for here with these wall gradients. And I wanted to use this for a long time on something. I think I wanted to use these also on the boulders in our dystopian settlement over there. So maybe we'll double down and use this gradient there too. Now we're going to have the hillside come over and have a waterfall fall down in here, and there'll be a decorated hillside here as well. And then this is something that I just off the top of the head was like, you know what, we're doing something different. Again, I'm trying to make it not exactly what I made in creative, so I don't just, kind of copy and paste my own ideas. I'm changing everything. Before it was a little stream that made its way over to the lake, but now I decided to go with a little pipe system. And maybe people can like run through here to avoid somebody, or something, just to bypass some of the map without getting caught while you're doing your task. Because if you know who the imposter is, you don't want to be anywhere near him. You can use some of these systems, and I'll have a bunch of these throughout the game, so that'll be fun. That's pretty much everything. Excavator, welcome back. Yeah, I think that summarizes Among Us well enough. If you're still confused, leave a comment down below and I'll try to help describe what's going on here. But if you haven't seen Among Us, go watch a quick video. It's a fantastic, fun game. You just run around and you do tasks while somebody's an imposter trying to eliminate all the players. If all the players are eliminated, the imposter wins. And if all the players finish their tasks, the imposter loses. It's kind of a fun little game. It's kind of like Clue a little bit and a couple of games mashed together. And it's all about just lying to your friends and having a fantastic time. Now, I have so much terraforming left to do, but we're not going to do that. I think the terraforming is pretty boring. I know what my tasks is. I know how to achieve said task. Oh, darn it, forgot this dirt. And I'm not going to put you guys through that. It's pretty horrendous. Like I said, this is, I don't want to know how many hours. A lot of hours in the last week. Maybe a dozen 20 hours maybe in the last week doing this. So I think it's time for a little change for me and for you. We don't want to bore you, and I'm getting bored. So I've got some things in mind. I talked last time about adding another building to our settlement over there, and I have a piece of wool showing us where we want to put that. But I also think I have something a little more fun in mind, and that's we're gonna bother one of the other crafters. And I've got a person in mind. And he's the perfect person because I don't think he'll notice this, unless he watches this video, of course. I don't think he'll notice that I do something right away, which is perfect. I'm thinking I'm going to need some moss. I want a bunch of like the mossy stuff. We're going to use the same palette that I used for this pipe. And we're going to build a pipe somewhere. And you may be putting two and two together, who we're going to bother. I think we need to go over there. We need to formulate a plan of items and maybe a plan of attack of location. So let's head up and over. And I'll also show you that location of that home if you're new to the channel. If you're new, also, thank you. Welcome for coming in. Glad to have you here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Here we go. So this little building here, I want to do in one of the next coming up episodes. I got to make sure I stay on top of Among Us because it won't get done before the end of season 2. So I really got to start cranking that out. But I don't want to take away from finishing from our dystopian settlement here. So this little fishing building needs to definitely go in sometime relatively soon. And I think I have an idea of a color palette. I was going to do like an orange base, green upper story. I don't think I have anything like that here. Like this orange palette on the bottom and a green upper. The only unfortunate part is it's going to match this tree. So maybe I need to tone down the colors a little bit just so it doesn't just blend in with this tree back here. But anyways, on to another portal and on to another crafter's beautiful build to, goodness me, hello, wow, to, do what we do and make a mess of things. I'm going to be real honest, I flew over there already, but I also passed this and I just have to use it. We don't come back to spawn enough to use our helipad, but here we go. Nice! That gives us so much more elevation than I was expecting. So, oh, and there's the county shed that I stole from Cube. Thank you, Cube. But this is the man that we're going to pester. I think he'll get a kick out of this, and since he doesn't come here frequently, he's out helping other people do things. I think we're going to bother Goose. I think the loosest of gooses needs a little attention. I think it's a little beautiful modern home residential community here. And what it's missing is some infrastructure. And if you don't know what infrastructure is, that's all the bits and bobs that you don't see in your neighborhood that keep everything running smoothly and prevent things from flooding and keep your lights and your water on. So what we're going to do is beneath this beautiful road work here, we're going to do some tunneling. I'm going to need to probably go get a beacon because I don't want this to take forever because I would hate for him to log on and catch us in the act. But I think we can bore a pipe along both sides of the road and connect a bunch of inlets in. Maybe we'll set some of these out with... We got the frog lights? Now, let's use some torches and let's lay some of these out. Okay, now I've also got to decide where it's going to discharge. That is kind of one of the biggest problems in the world of engineering is deciding... your invert elevations or the bottom of your pipe elevations matter a lot. And unfortunately, his little water feature here is level with the road. That means if it rained and the inlets there capturing your water, it would just be, well, the same level because of hydrology. So in order to have a good place to discharge, we need a lower elevation than the road. I think we're gonna have to go back over here by the Halloween Island, probably. I know Goose has been doing a ton of work terraforming this place. I don't want to show too much of that pond off because it's gorgeous, but he's done some terraforming back here too, and I think some of these things have little hidden secrets, and we might be able to take advantage of that. Like, I think this guy right here, which is a man-made cave by him, connects into, like, a real cave system. So I believe the best thing we can possibly do is just have the pipe shoot out the side of this cliff somewhere and just drizzle over the landscape below. I'm also really curious on why there's literally nether portals everywhere. Yeah, so I'm thinking somewhere near this. I don't want to go all the way to the end, I don't think. Let's go check it out. Maybe it's worth doing it all the way at the end so it doesn't bother him. Do I want it to face that way? Or do we want it to go over here? I know he's got a hole over here that's also giving him a headache, and he used it as like a sinkhole, which is a fantastic idea. You can see the bottoms of that house are kind of drooping because this sinkhole happened and sucked down the home. So we could have actually this, in all honesty, makes a bunch of sense. And I'll tell you why. Because I love how he has the sandstone dripped all the way down to the bottom and some of the floor. That's hilarious. Sinkholes are often a cause or an effect from drainage issues, whether that be stormwater, pipes, or just, creeks and channels. They erode things from underneath, and then, the water's going to find a way. So it found its way towards this depressional area and kept, digging away at the landscape, and then pretty soon the top gets loose and falls in. That's pretty much how these things work. So with that said, I think we'll run the pipe down this side of the road. Usually it's, below the curbing gutter here, which is the area of the side of your road that you bump your tires on. Yeah, don't do that, but if you do, that's what that is. We'll run a pipe down here, and then we'll just kind of angle it or bring it out and tee it over, and then we'll have it dispense the water out into that the hole there, and then all the inlets on the other side just tee in across the road. So we're going to have a pretty long pipe from there all the way down, and then we got to figure out how to do little curb inlets so you can see down inside of there. And I think we can do some magic with maybe some half slabs and some upside down stairs. We're going to have to take out some of the concrete powder, but don't worry. We'll save it in a box. We won't be stealing any resources. But yeah, let me go get some resources, grab a beacon, which I believe Goose brought over originally for our build. Then we're ready to go. And I'm excited to get this done because I think he'll be really happy and also hopefully pleased and not annoyed that we did this. I'm actually, now that I'm in here, this is Millie's. This has to be Goose's portal, right? I think I did this last time, and I'm not sure he has a portal. Where does this go? Lane's a villager, and Tobe's villager breeder. That's Spawn. That's Millie's flower farm. Goose should be right. You know what? We're going to give it a try. Oh, yeah. This is not where I expected it would be at all. Feathers Farm is literally right there. So we are way off the mark. But I think this is... No, it's not less flying than going to spawn. We probably should have just gone to spawn. I'm realizing that I've made a mistake. I just blinked out of existence. I hope y'all saw that. All right, now I know Goose was on saying he was doing some interiors recently, maybe even as recent as today. I don't think he'll be back on anytime soon. We're going to get this done before he logs off and back on, and I'm not sure. Maybe there's some more done in here. He's laid out. Maybe he's laid out where furniture is going to go. I'm not really sure. What we need to do first is just get these pieces out, and I want to match. We'll stand here because the sun apparently only lands between the houses, and let's see if we can match the colors of this. I'm thinking of some sort of like upside down stair, and then we'll use a slab and we'll make some sort of gutter so we can see inside of the sewer system. I'm hoping this works out. This might fail miserably, but let's go ahead and just give it the good old college try. I think, okay, polished. That's pretty close. I think the polished deep slate's the answer. I do want to see a piece of tough real quick. Ooh, polished tough. Which one's closer? Oh, it might be the tough. It's tough to tell. They're so in between the two. Tough is expensive. I'd prefer to go with... Yeah, I think there's like more of a texture in the deep slate that kind of matches. The lighter grays in the deep slate match this better than the tough. The tough is just more muted. I'm going to go with the deep slate. It's cheaper, and I don't have a whole lot of tough to go around, and I need a ton more for all my projects back at the Among Us games. So we're going to go with the cobbled deep slate. We can make maybe like a whole stack of these guys. We probably don't need a whole stack. Let's do... Well, half a stack is technically... Yeah, if I just a couple more clicks, that should be a full... And then some stairs. We might need one or the other of both. And then... Oh, yeah. The quartz. Does he have a... It's got it. Okay, here we go. Crafting table. We're going to need to be cheap on the quartz, too, because I don't have a whole lot of quartz, and it's a pain in the butt to get. How do you make... How does one quartz? Oh, it's 4. So, yeah, here we go. Oh, what have I done? Okay, hold on. I gotta figure my inventory out here. Oh boy, 16 blocks of quartz. All right. How do you make smooth quartz? We're not gonna do it. We're just gonna do run of the mill slab. Ooh. Okay. Let's test real quick. Oh my goodness, there might be a whole thing of zombies down below. Okay, so if we get rid of, let's call like something like this. Oh god, that feels so bad to destroy something somebody else has done. I want to put in a curb inlet, and It's difficult to scale this down in Minecraft. I'm thinking it's got to be something like this. And then maybe even... Oh! Oh, there's his problem. Okay, the problem is right there in my face. All right. Goose, you've got some issues here, buddy. I think if I just do something like this from the sky, it won't be super obvious. And then I would like to be able to get into the sewer. This is where I'm kind of struggling. I'd like to be able to get into it. So doing like a curb and gutter situation's tough because you want to be able to like swoop down in there without ruining his sidewalk. Or I think it's technically a sidewalk. It's really kind of just the back of curb, but sidewalk all in the same. Okay, so if we were to, we're gonna do this all in. See, I could do something like that. If that was white, you could see down inside, down inside of this system here, but then you can't, you couldn't fly in. However, I guess all storm structures do have like a manhole on top that you can access the chamber. So really, I'm thinking if I get rid of that, stair, 3 slabs, and then, I'm thinking 3 slabs. The pipe is here, so you can see into the pipe. You're like, oh, there's running water running in that direction. That works. And then maybe we don't do any... It could be... I could use these trapdoors that I brought with, maybe, and put one in the yard. They're definitely going to be like a gray... I could just use like a spruce or maybe a different version of copper trapdoor for the entrance. So maybe you go into the structure back here and enter the manhole. I'm really overthinking this. That's for sure. We're gonna workshop it. Okay, let's just take this down real quick. Maybe I don't need to use this beacon. It might not be necessary. Depends on how much hard material we got to go through. I want to. Well, let's quickly fix what we did here. Where's the rest of the blocks? Oh, they fell down beneath. All right, well, we'll figure that out later. We need to figure out the frequency of these first. I'll fix that here in a minute. How often do we want to put an inlet? The answer is, I don't know. I would say typically they're 300 feet. That's about what it is in residential jurisdictions across the board. I would say on average 300 feet between inlets. Obviously in Minecraft that's weird. 100 blocks I guess is technically 300 feet. So maybe we don't put one here because that'd be kind of weird. So let's pretend this all flows in that direction. That's downhill, so all the water's running along these curbs. And I think this is pretty close to where we want number 1. Maybe let's pop open a little F3 action here. Maybe we'll just pick a good number. What are we doing? 2... Right there? 284? I think 284 is the number. I think that... Oh, that's not the right number. Or button. I think this, center of manhole number 1. And then I think we're going to... Let's try to go 100 blocks and see what happens. And do I need... No. Do I need... Nah. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'll fix it, Goose, I promise. Let's go every 100 and see what that looks like. I didn't make it 100, I made it 60. That's a long ways away. I think that gives us 3 inlets. I think 60 is the answer. So if we do 60, we put another inlet here. And then another 60 should be at roughly 384. That's wrong. Wait, what? Did I just mess math up? 284 to 3... I gotta go back. I understood. I understand the error I made. It was 40 blocks, not 60 blocks. Okay, so that gives us 3 manholes along here, or curb inlets, and then we'll do one more, maybe in the corner, or we just have this. Sometimes overland flow or runoff is okay, so the rest of the water can just run off. Okay, and then we'll have whatever's in line with that line of sewer, and then kind of in the center of this pit, and we'll just have, like right in here somewhere. We'll have a connection to an actual, just a manhole, and just an overall manhole. This will not be an inlet. Right here, that'll be the junction between this lateral of line, or this main trunk of sewer, and this main trunk of sewer. And then we can put the laterals that go across for the other side. Okay, Let's see what this is. This is approximately, let's go 412, and I'm going to put a torch. Boom, right there. Nice. So that should be the end of our system. I think I'm in line. I am in line with that. Okay, we need to now dig out this sewer, and I'm thinking this main sewer is going to be pretty big, so I think it'll still be a 1x1 hole. You have to kind of crawl through it creepily, and then when you get to these little guys, you can kind of stand up and peek through the grates here and look at the people walking down the street. So we have to match. Uh-oh. I was going to say we have to match these across, but we're not going to put an inlet in that guy's driveway. So these will be fun. Let's offset them a little bit and go with that. Let's put one somewhere in this guy's yard. And let's grab a good number that's easy to remember. I hate this number, but 374, I guess, is it. And then every 40 blocks, remember, 40, we should be good. So 334 and 294. It's a little tight. I might move these over 2 blocks, every single one of them. I don't like how close it is to this driveway. Just bugs me a little bit. It's not necessary. I guess I was going to add some extra syllables in there. But let's go ahead and just fill in a couple of these. Yeah, that's much more central in that guy's yard. This one will get a little close to this other driveway, but not near as bad as it was on the other side. So I can live with this. This should be all of the laterals are crossed, and these will tee in across the road and then into these pipes, so you should be able to crawl back and forth. So I think this will be good. Now we just have to dig the entire pipe network, which I'm really not looking forward to. That's why I brought the beacon. We may not need it. I don't want to have to, build it twice. This place is long enough. It may not fit. So let's go ahead and put some of this stuff together. I may need to find a box to use. I'm apologizing in advance, Goose. I may borrow one of these if they're empty because I don't have the inventory space to make your life miserable by adding a bunch of stuff. Looks like these are all full. Oh, shoot. Is everything full? Of course he'd be a man with all these full boxes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this guy's a madman. Okay, well, I guess I have a chest. Let's just use this. Let's go get our stuff all together, prepare ourselves for, with the slabs, the stairs, everything we may or may not need, and get this bad boy dug out. Yo! He's got a hidden garden skeleton. What is this? I need to borrow this real quick. Please don't shoot me. Oh boy, he's got an enchanted bow. Oh. Why? Why are you there? Oh my goodness, look how deadly this place is. Goose, put some lights in. Look at all these mobs. It's chaos. There's fire, there's arrows, there's creepers, there's zombies. What has this man created? I hate fighting creepers. Oh, no. Goose, you've got to do something about this man. Okay, well, I've done a little bit of this, and I've run into... Oh, no, I've run into some problems. I'm so stupid. So, yeah. This stuff, the sidewalk material here, is not solid, which means... Then I had to put a block underneath of it, which means if I do that, I can't also access this tunnel. Which means I've got to dig way more out than I've already done, which means I've got to redo all of this work. I am not very happy about this, but I'm going to go ahead and get all the digging done, and then we're going to go back with this together. So I'm just going to empty my inventory. I'm not even going to worry. I need that. I'm not even going to begin to focus on the finished product. I'm just going to clear out everything, the whole trench all the way down, and then we'll go back and put it together. I thought I had it what? Oh, another bush sniper? What is this? I don't understand. I thought he shot me, which would have been incredible, but there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them in the same... All right. So I've made some modifications, and I got rid of the stairs around the outside. It just made it way too noticeable staring down the street. I'm partially hoping that it's not super noticeable. I don't want, it would be great if it was kind of a surprise, like Goose didn't notice it at first before catching a glimpse of something, but I'm thinking about also doing some armor stand stuff down in here. If you had like a creepy clown here in the corner, I think that would be absolutely hilarious. Maybe we even put like a little balloon hanging out of one of these gutters. I think that would be funny. So I've got this main trunk done, and boy, oh boy, do I regret doing this stupid little prank. So yeah, all of this had to be dug out and replaced, and now I just need to do these laterals. But I've learned that the only way this is gonna go is I'm gonna have to just remove a layer of this, which is a bummer. And put it back once we get everything in place. So let me go ahead and get a couple of these laterals done. And then maybe we can go find some armor stands, get ourselves a new face, and see what we can do to make it a little bit of a scary prank. The temptation was extremely high. The execution, I'm not really sure, but this is what we've come up with. I mean, how spooky is this? Being able to see me down here. If I edge up against this real quick and then a little jump scare, I'm really kind of enjoying the way this worked out. Oh yeah, and here's it in a super sinister vibe. The thunderstorms rolling in, the rain coming down, and your little toy boat is slowly making its way towards the storm inlet, and it is swallowed whole by me. Yep, this guy. Okay, well, anyways, let me take you on a little tour. It's nothing special, so we've got these laterals, or what they're considered as laterals, that head off in the other directions off the main line of our sewer system, which I was just standing in, and this allows us to come over to the other side of the road. Hello there. And so on and so forth. So you can kind of crawl around in here. I'm considering putting some... Oh boy, look how great this is. This is a good conversation angle right here. Hold on, let me get a little closer. Perfect. I'm considering, putting some little hidden things down in here. Maybe we'll make ourselves a little lair or something. But I definitely think I want to try out doing some fun stuff with the armor stands, and maybe putting like a creepy clown guy peeking his head in. See, right there, peeking his head in this gap. Oh my goodness, how terrifying would that be? So that's my future plans, and hopefully Goose enjoys and doesn't watch this video and ruin the surprise. And if you made it this far, Goose, well, you ruined it for yourself, so. All right, well, now all jokes aside, it's time to get back to some actual productivity, and that's going to be back to making the map of Among Us. And I know I've pointed out a couple things, but yeah, like I said, I since then got redistracted from the pipe thing, and I started laying out the foundation for I Got Junk here. Worked on this lovely, I love this gradient so much, and I can't wait to fix things up and make that look pretty. And a few more buildings here and there. And the biggest change to all of it is this giant white wall around the whole perimeter, which reminds me I forgot the map, so let's go grab that. This giant white wall around us gives us the ability to look at this map and see this beautiful framework. So I've measured everything out, and that's what these little crisscross guys out of the bamboo thing were in this corner and in the far corner over there, was to mark out exactly how this map's going to work. And yeah, this is it. So I do obviously have some more concrete work to do, actually a ton of concrete work. I've got 1 high there and 0 there, and I think this is all 2 high. Everything needs to be 3 tall, unfortunately. Maybe it's 3 tall. Actually, it almost looks... Nope, I think it's 2 tall. So we've got some work to be done. But yeah, I want to get this perimeter done, I think, today before getting out of here, and then really kind of map out some of the rest of the area. So once this is blocked in, the rest of the terrain you can kind of see on this map. The remaining terrain is actually terraformed back behind these walls, and so this really weird void here I'm just going to dirt back over. I know I said it a long time ago. I'm thankful for the crafters coming over here and giving us a lending hand. I am so very sorry that we caused all of this extra pain and effort that I'm now just going to cover back up. But I don't need this. It's empty space. I'm going to leave it in case we want to hide anything in here. I mean, maybe we'll have a point of this game that is heading into a mine or something, and there's be some tunnels back in here, and those will be, technically off of the map. I haven't really thought that through yet, but that's the general idea at this moment. But I'm going to get back to working on concrete. Well, I think I'm going to sleep, and then I'm going to get back to working on concrete. I forgot you can't sleep around here. I forgot it gets super dark on the backside of this mountain, which allows me, or prevents me from sleeping, but there's still plenty of minutes left. Yeah, I'm just going to stand here for a minute until this bed lets me sleep. Nailed it. All right, let's go check out how far we have to go with the concrete. This is 3 tall. So apparently I'm smarter than I originally gave myself credit for. I should probably just start by getting 1 layer of the white concrete done here. Oh, and this is where I ran out because this is supposed to be 3 tall. Perfect. Okay. So everything is as I'm going to put this up there so I know. Everything seems to be working appropriately, which is fantastic. I sometimes underestimate myself, but apparently I measured twice, cut once here, and we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to lay out the rest of this concrete like so. So yeah, while I continue to do this mindless task of placing white concrete blocks, I'm gonna get on out of here and let you guys get back to your day. So I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. It's been a blast. I'm excited to be back. I guess this is the best time. Yeah, this is probably the best time to tell you what I've been up to. So I've been away for 6 to 8 weeks. I have been training for a marathon that happened this past weekend. It was so much fun. Running 26 miles is never really fun in the moment, but all of the support and the camaraderie and meeting other people was absolutely fantastic. So that's what I've been up to. It took 2-3 hours of my day every single day of running and stretching and preparing and dieting and doing all these things for 32 straight days. And as fun as it was, and as fun as placing white concrete blocks is, I'm excited to be back. So without further ado, stay crafty, stay courageous, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh gosh, it's been so long. Stay crafty, stay courageous. What's the next line? Oh, stay beautiful. Bye.